Binugbog, kinuna ng video sa maselang bahagi ng katawan at hinuhututan daw ng 2 milyong piso. Yan ang kwentong idinetalya ng abogado ni Bong Navarro sa sinapit ng aktor. Hindi rin daw maintindihan ng aktor kung bakit inatras ni Corneo ang reklamong tangkang banggagahasa kung sinasabi nilang sila mismo ang nagdala sa kanya sa presinto. Nakatutok si Dano Tingkungko.
Ayon sa abogado ni Bong Navarro, una silang nagkita ni Denise Cornejo noong January 17 sa kondo nito. Dati na raw magkakilala ang dalawa pero 2 taon din daw silang walang komunikasyon hanggang sa manumbalik daw ang kanilang ugnayan noong January 17.
They were friends. They were acquaintances.
But did their relationship, sorry for the question, but did the relationship go into that?
Of course, I cannot go into the details of this matter. What I can confirm is that there was no act of sexual intercourse between Mr. Bong Navarro and this female based on what has been disclosed to me.
January 22 naman ng gabi, inanyayahan ni Denise si Bong na maghapunan sa condominium unit nito sa The Fort. May dala raw noon ng aktor na pagkain para sa kanilang dalawa at nilapag sa tabing upuan nang pumasok ang babae sa isang kwarto. Pero ang lumabas daw sa kwarto, hindi na si Denise.
2 male went out, one pointing a gun at him, and the other tied him up and started punching his face, kicking him, and threatening his life as well as the lives of his other family members, like his children.
Hindi pa raw natapos doon ang pananakit kay Navarro. May 5 hanggang 6 pa raw na pumasok sa condo unit at tinuloy ang pambubugbog sa aktor. Pagkakakwento pa raw ni Navarro kay Attorney Manalo, pinilit daw ng grupo ang aktor na umaming tinangka nitong gahasain ng babae at kinuna ng video ang maselang bahagi ng katawan nito. Matapos nito, humingi raw ang grupo kay Navarro ng 2 million pesos at manahimik sa pangyayari.
It was explained to him that if he should go public about what happened, they will hunt him down, kill him, hurt his family, and kill them too. And but if he agrees to pay and go quietly, according to Mr. Bong Navarro, the group said that everything will be forgotten.
Hindi pa raw dito nagtapos ang demand ng grupo nang dalhin siya sa presinto at ipablotter ng grupo ang umano'y tangkang panghahalay.
In the police blotter, Mr. Bong Navarro was forcibly, violently, at gunpoint and against his will, forced to sign a blotter admitting that he attempted to rape a female in that condominium unit. This blotter is therefore not binding on Mr. Bong Navarro and cannot be used against him in the eyes of the law.
Matapos ang pagpirma sa blotter entry, hinatid daw si Navarro pabalik sa condo unit sa kanyang sasakyan at nakauwi pa raw si Navarro bago pumunta sa ospital. Sa bigat daw ng pananakit kay Navarro, bukod sa mga pasa sa muka, basag din ang ilong ng aktor. Ilang pagsusuri pa raw ang kailangan niyang pagdaanan para malaman kung naapektuhan ang kanyang paningin. At dahil tinadyakan din daw siya sa ulo, kailangan din daw suriin ang kanyang utak. Sa ngayon daw ay patuloy na nangangalap ng ebidensya ang kampo ng aktor. Pero ayon kay Attorney Manalo, nabanggit daw ng aktor sa kanya na may namukaan daw ito sa hanay ng mga nambugbog sa kanya.
As far as Mr. Navarro can recall, he recognizes Mr. Cedric Lee and Bernice Lee, as well as a certain Mike. The rest, he does not know the names of these individuals.
What was his previous relationship with this group?
He has no previous relationship with this group at all. He doesn't know them from Adam.
Nahihiwagaan daw ang kampo ng aktor sa pag-atras ng babae sa reklamong attempted rape kung sila mismo ang nagdala sa aktor sa presinto para ipablotter ito.
it befuddles anyone who would look at this matter and see that a rape victim will refuse to file rape charges when in fact she is already in the police station. It doesn't make sense to actually go to the police station, have a rape incident blotted, and at the same time say that you will not file a complaint. It doesn't make sense at all.
Dano Tingkong, Nakatutok, 24 Oras.